is TV3, WLBT, Jackson.
From Mississippi's #1 news team, this is the WLBT 10 p.m. report. News with Jody Baskerville, weather with Helen Chickering, and sports with Clay Hall.
There was plenty of good food, big stars, and lots of fun at the Jackson Trade Mart. It's called a food festival and is sponsored by a local grocery store chain. Lots of people showed up to sample the goodies and meet sports heroes, soap opera stars, and teen queens. The weekend-long event is expected to draw thousands of people and help promote hundreds of products. Still to come, balloons over Natchez. Stay with us.
WJTV, Jackson, Mississippi. From the news leader in Central Mississippi, this is WJTV News Center 12.
Have you ever gone into a grocery store and wished you could eat everything on the shelf? Well, this weekend you can. It was the annual Jitney-Jungle Food Festival down at the Trade Mart. Hundreds of grocery store vendors are handing out free samples to encourage you to switch over to their brand. Hundreds attended to eat the free food and to visit with a few celebrities.
It's tremendous. We expect at the end of the weekend to have 35 to 40,000 people here, and it looks like we're going to make it.
Television 16, WAPT, Jackson.
Now, the news continues. Jackson's award-winning Channel 16 News.
Trade Mart in downtown Jackson was mobbed today. Thousands of people attended a food fair sponsored by Jitney-Jungle. But food wasn't the only thing on the menu, as many waited to see their favorite celebrities, including Wheel of Fortune's Vanna White. Audrey Garrett has more.
Favorite foods, soft drinks, or desserts at Jitney-Jungle's food fair. But the main attractions at the Trade Mart today were the celebrity guests. Many waited in line for an autograph from Miss Mississippi, Tony Seawright. However, taking center stage was none other than Wheel of Fortune's Vanna White.
I always wanted to be involved in show business somehow since I was born in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So I finally, when I turned 18, I first moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and then in 1980 moved out to Los Angeles to take the big step to Hollywood.
What did you do in 1980? I mean, did you waitress and go on, casting calls, that sort of thing?
When I first moved to Los Angeles, yes, I did. I moved out there in a 20-foot U-Haul truck. As a matter of fact, drove right through this town in a 20-foot U-Haul, and got there and started modeling, and modeling a little bit, but mainly to pay the rent. I was waitressing and doing that kind of stuff. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. And then in November of '82, I landed Wheel of Fortune.
Vanna White says she's just renewed a 5-year contract with the popular game show Wheel of Fortune and urges everyone in this area to tune in.
Watch Wheel of Fortune. See what Vanna's going to wear tonight. See the wit Pat Sajak has, and watch those contestants win lots of cash.
Wheel of Fortune can be seen at 6:30 weekdays on Channel 16. Reporting from the food fair, Audrey Garrett, Channel 16 News.
This is TV3, WLBT, Jackson.
From Mississippi's #1 news team, this is the WLBT 10 p.m. report. News with Jody Baskerville, weather with Helen Chickering, and sports with Clay Hall.
The third annual Jitney-Jungle Food Festival is now history. While thousands jammed the Trade Mart to sample all the free giveaways, food marketers and distributors say it's festivals such as these that tell them what the consumer really wants. Leonard Kent reports.
The lines were long and the aisles were jammed. Everyone was waiting for a free sample of this or a taste of that. Although it was appearances of soap opera stars that helped to bring people in the door, it was the freebies that kept them there. For the multi-billion-dollar food industry, it's trade fairs such as this that allows huge corporations and conglomerates to get back to basics, to gauge consumer preferences. For a new company on the food scene to an established firm with a new product, food brokers say this is the most cost-efficient way to promote something new.
Because it puts the product right into the customer's mouth, lets them taste it firsthand, and they give a feedback to us as what they think.
The idea of the food festival is not new. Although Jitney-Jungle has sponsored this event for 3 years, it originally began in Chicago as a consumer version of a trade fair that only supermarket buyers and wholesalers were allowed to attend. Leonard Kent, WLBT News, Night Watch.
The doctor paid a house call to the capital city today. Julia serving on a paid promotional stop for a national soft drink. Hundreds swarmed the Trade Mart for an autograph, even a look at pro basketball's original acrobat. Irving starred in the ABA before a 16-year NBA career with the Nets and 76ers, scoring over 25,000 points. The doctor hung up his sneakers last year. Is he beginning to miss the game?
Well, I've seen a couple of my teammates and talked to them since camp broke, and they're in the midst of the exhibition season. I'm just doing what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm doing some public speaking, playing a little bit of golf, and enjoying my family, and doing a few promotions such as this one. So I'm not looking back, I'm looking forward. If I think about basketball, I generally allow all my thoughts to run together over the full 16 years of my career, and of course there were a lot of very, very fine memories that happened during that time.
Indeed. Accompanied by wife Turquoise, Irving made his 4th visit to the Magnolia State, a charitable and tiring one. The doctor handing out good medicine and good cheer to one and all. How many autographs was that?
WJTB, Jackson, Mississippi. From the news leader in central Mississippi, this is WJTB News Center 12.
There was another day of people stuffing themselves with free food today at the Trade Mart in Jackson. It was the annual Jitney-Jungle Food Festival, where people tried to see just how much they could eat, and where vendors tried to convince shoppers to switch to their brand.
We're having a great day, a lot of fun.
Dr. J's been here.
And here in Jackson today, Dr. J made a house call to the Mississippi Trade Mart. The former NBA great signed autographs galore for hundreds of adoring fans. The 6'6", two-time MVP retired last year, and we asked him if he misses the hardwood of the NBA.
Well, I've seen a couple of my teammates and talked to them since camp broke, and they're in the midst of the exhibition season. I'm just doing what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm doing some public speaking, and playing a little bit of golf, and enjoying my family, and doing a few promotions such as this one. So I'm not looking back, I'm looking forward.
That is one class individual.
Television 16, WAPT Jackson.
Now, the news continues. Jackson's award-winning Channel 16 News.
One of the NBA's all-time greats was in Jackson today. Dr. J. Julius Irving made a house call at the Jitney Food Festival. After he finished signing countless autographs, we asked him if he might return to the NBA someday.
Yes, there is a chance. Actually, it probably would be a creative position. I'm really interested in international marketing, and I know the league is interested in expanding its borders beyond those of the United States, so there might be a role there.
And that's it for sports. Stay tuned. We'll have a look at the weather coming up.
WJTB, Jackson, Mississippi. From the news leader in central Mississippi, this is WJTB News Center 12.
At 6 o'clock, we had a little difficulty with our Julius Irving story. The piece was so good, I wanted to share it with you in its entirety, so let's try again. John Peterson's report on Julius Irving's visit to Jackson.
At the Mississippi Trade Mart this weekend, there were celebrities galore. Vanna White and Mrs. America, among others. But the person that drew the biggest crowd on Sunday was no beauty queen, just one of the classiest players to ever don an NBA uniform. Dr. J. Julius Irving.
Well, as I said before, I'm doing public speaking. I'm a Coca-Cola bottler. That's the reason why I'm here now, aiding a fellow bottler in their promotional effort. And as I said, recreation-wise, I'm just pretty much playing golf and doing things to keep my body and my mind clear and in shape and letting it heal.
His wife Turquoise accompanied him on his trip to Jackson, a luxury he did not have in 16 seasons of professional basketball.
I get a chance to take my wife with me on trips now, and that's something I wasn't able to do as a player, so that makes it a lot nicer.
Irving started his career in the ABA, moving on to Philadelphia in 1976. The two-time MVP led the Sixers to the NBA title in 1983 and finished his career averaging 24 points a game.
Probably our championship year in '83 was the best memory of the NBA, and if I think about basketball, I generally allow all my thoughts to run together over the full 16 years of my career, and of course there were a lot of very, very fine memories that happened during that time.
Without question, the doctor will be remembered most as the man who rewrote the style of the NBA and a few theories on gravity.
6
Center 12 Sports.
Thank you all. We love you.
And Julius Erving retiring after all those years of beautiful moves and in both the NBA and ABA.